Yeah, I had to psychologically terrorize children I once called my friends.
I don't know. I just feel like climbing implies.
Legs.
It sounds like it should imply legs.
It's like a negotiation. You start completely naked, and then they want you to have a full outfit, and you meet somewhere in the middle. And we're live, baby.
Live recorded. Not live,
yeah.
but here. Yeah, a couple more of my friends now, a couple more med school students have heard that this exists. This is becoming
yeah?
less of a secretive endeavor. Yeah. It's All right.
Pay no
shirtless
attention to the
Hamza.
man behind the door.
You better get over to the YouTube video or you're not going to see shirtless Hamza.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
A
bait
little
we're
treat.
using to get all of the lady viewers.
Yeah, all that sex bait. But, yeah, dude, it sounds like the podcast is becoming a viral sensation at the University of Texas. Would you say that that's a fair assessment?
I'd say so.
Hell yeah.
I've been hitting people with our classic Would You Rather in
Oh,
person
yeah.
and, of course, Sam on the podcast.
Right. And has anyone run away in fear?
Not yet, actually.
That's good.
This might be the first thing that I'm talking negatively about my incredible institution, but we spent an hour and a half today in our leadership course going through an emotional intelligence survey quiz thing we had to take that was an hour long and tested our ability to do emotions, and also a Big Five personality inventory.
Oh, the ocean model or whatever?
Openness, conscientiousness, yes, exactly.
Extroversion, yeah.
Agreeableness, and need for stability.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Need for stability, that's funny because generally that one's neuroticism.
Yeah, it had a negative connotation, so they switched it into
Of
need
course.
for stability. And now it's the opposite, like the lower your score instead of the higher.
Right, yeah.
Apparently I have a very low need for stability,
Okay.
which I guess tracks.
Is it high everything else?
Medium high. I actually got a very low openness score, which half of it is aesthetic value and appreciation for art. And I'm like, all right, yeah. Abject creativity, sure, those are pretty low. The other half is want for adventure and willingness to try new things.
Right.
And they're telling me I'm low in that. Which is
Interesting.
only further support for my lifelong abhorrence of these personality inventories
Right.
and my consistent opinion that they are garbage.
Yeah, you're more of an astrology man, is what I gather.
I compared it to astrology in our little group breakout.
I see.
You remember, we did this for the cheer team. How much did I buy into it then?
Oh, yeah. True. Not very much. Maybe you just can't handle the truth, dog.
That might be it. I think that was the discussion on our breakdown too. Like in previous years with old Zane, like maybe pre-senior, junior year of college, I think it was my distaste was more of a rejection of like, I don't want to face this.
Mm-hmm.
But since, I think it is a product of the amount of time I've deliberately dedicated to introspection and self-reflection, where it's like these quantified categories don't tell me anything more accurate about myself than what I already have tried to learn about myself.
Right.
Like it's less accurate and less helpful than the digging I've done, so I've continued to dislike them.
Yeah. I'm assuming you would have been high on extroversion.
Very high, yeah.
And then conscientiousness probably pretty high as well.
Yep, that's like the meticulous work, keeping a schedule, keeping my place clean.
Exactly.
I do.
And then the last one was agreeableness. How were you there?
Pretty good, like something around a 4.05 out of 5.
Oh, bet. Okay, so yeah, highly agreeable.
Something I've worked on, I would say.
I would say so as well. But yeah.
Where would you rank yourself on those 5? Give yourself a number between 1 and 5.
Agreeableness, I'm damn near 5. Openness, probably like a 4. Conscientiousness, like a 2.
Know thyself.
Yeah. Neuroticism, or I guess need for stability. I'm the chill one, whatever that is. And then,
yeah, low need for stability.
Yeah. Low need for stability.
Just roll with it.
And then, am I missing one? Extroversion. Like a 3.5, I think. Like when I'm into it, I can get into it, but like, boy howdy, are there times where I'm just like talking to strangers and I don't know what the hell to say and I just want to like explode or something. Just
not
like
be
get
talking
out.
to strangers.
Yeah, I want to like click my heels 3 times and go home, basically.
Click, click, click. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Or whatever she said.
Yeah, there's no place
It's
like
been a
not
while.
right here.
Very nice. So catch me
Yeah.
up. You've been seeing the boys. Did we already talk about the Charlottesville trip on a podcast?
Yeah, I think we talked about it when John was on a little bit. All the bachelorette parties and such.
Yeah, a bunch
Yeah.
I hear.
Yeah. Dude, craziest thing. So last weekend I was out in New York for my friend's birthday. And we went to this club where his like buddy was DJing and everything. And one of the girls from one of the South Carolina bachelorette parties was at this club and was like, "Oh my God, I remember you from last weekend." I was like, "Yeah," or from whatever, a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, that's right. We saw you out at the bar." And I had nothing else in common with her, and my introversion, as we were just discussing, I was like, "All right, well, see you around."
Clicked my heels, about faced, left.
Exactly. And I immediately blacked out, so I didn't remember the. No, I'm just kidding. But it was. But yeah, I mean, dude, it was just a great time, just with my friends in a club, dancing my ass off. We were like the first ones on the dance floor too. Good times.
Kick it
Hell
off.
Yeah.
I've been out once, and it was like the weekend before classes started, of course. I don't know when it'll happen again.
Right.
But yeah, going to a bar where like people are dancing and there's socialization.
Yes, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Almost overwhelming, but I danced my little heart out the whole time.
Dude, so sweaty. I got so sweaty. It's the best. I can imagine in Texas even more so, dude. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I wore one of those like sweater shirts that I love, the long sleeve one. Entirely suffused. Suffused.
You came out with this shirt 5 times heavier.
No, literally. We ended up at one of the gay bars in Austin, of which there are many.
Hell yeah.
And I realized, like, oh wow, a lot of people are wearing like straps and leather and not shirts. And the friends I was with were like, yeah, no, like that's kind of optional here. I was like, oh, bet. I'm so heavy and gross.
That's awesome, dude.
So I tucked my shirt into my waistband and was like, shirtless club.
Man, that is quite the game changer, honestly. Like, to
Huge.
be able to like go to a club or a bar or whatever and be able to dance as naked as you want, save for completely naked, like, that's pretty good.
It was
I
pretty
might
great.
have to visit one of these places, or at least like make this the new norm in straight bars as well.
Oh yeah, just normalize it. Just start
Yeah.
there, shirtless.
Yeah, exactly.
Loincloth only. And then
Just
if they
not
make
on
you put some
Halloween.
more on, it's like, we're still
Yeah.
pretty naked.
It's like a negotiation. You start completely naked, and then they want you to have a full outfit, and you meet somewhere in the middle.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You should be leading these business leadership-esque courses.
I'm gonna be wearing a jock strap and socks. I think that I can negotiate my way there, dude.
My dumb brain immediately goes, a sock strap and jocks? Which doesn't mean anything, but that should give
it
you a
is-
bit of an idea of where the exhaustion level baseline is at.
Right. Sock strap and jocks. Title? Perhaps.
Sock strap and jocks might be the one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it's going to be another weird episode. All of our fans and none of my classmates. I think we're going to have like 30, 40 minutes of you and me as we, and then 20 or 30 minutes of you and anyone else that's available. Maybe you just solo podcasting.
Yeah,
Maybe it has to be a mini. We'll see what it turns out to, but that's your problem.
Okay, deal. I'll bet with. Jesus, I can't talk right now, but bet, and I will deal with that.
God bless you.
Yeah.
It has been.
We're nearing 100, dude. We're in the 80s right now. Pretty crazy.
We got to like rack up a whole bunch when you come to visit so we can get to the
Dude.
100 in person.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Which, to the listeners at home, this visit may be sooner than y'all would have thought. But yeah, when I get there, I do want to just kind of like power through like 10 in a day or something like that.
I think it would be honestly a fun experiment for us to set aside
Yeah.
literally like 10 hours to try and get 8 episodes back to
Mm-hmm.
back to back to back to back to
Right.
back to back to back.
Yeah. I wasn't counting, but I'm going to trust that was 8.
I don't know how to count past 8. That's all cheerleading gave me.
Very true. But yeah, I want to hate you by the end of it, so we'll see.
We're going to find our deepest differences and similarities, and we're either having sex or fighting by the end.
Yeah, I want a physical brawl on the podcast. I want to be bleeding for my art, dude.
Speaking of brawl, and then
Mhm.
scooting it forward a couple generations,
Right.
have you been playing Smash? Have you tried
Yes.
out this new character?
Yes.
Thoughts?
I don't like him personally. He's got a lot of super armor. He hits really hard. He's really slow though, and has a lot of wind
Ooh.
up. But I've seen on YouTube
I'm
a
intrigued.
ton of crazy shit about like infinite combos he has and like 4-hit KOs like from 0%. And yeah, I don't know. And apparently his CPU is really hard, but I fucking first try easy clap that thing 2 stocks out of 3. So I guess I'm
Ooh.
just a god at the game. But yeah, I don't know. He's fun though. He's a fun character. I'll say that.
Think you'd ever go back for another tournament? Just see if you get a lucky lineup of like get into the second, third, fourth round.
Oh yeah, another local. Dude, I wish they were still going on. I mean, yeah, I got my ass beat for the most part on like 2 out of 3 sets. But like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go back. It's still fun.
Hell yeah! You know where
Yeah.
I bet they're happening? Austin,
Austin.
baby.
Yeah. I bet.
Austin.
Austin Tejas.
That's for you. Yes, exactly. Speaking of Tejas, bruh, the Tex-Mex food is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I have been to no less than 4 distinct taco places, and oh my god,
Yeah.
unbelievable. So
I'm
good.
jealous. Yeah,
Well, when
dude,
you
I
visit-
never order tacos. I feel like a taco meal is never satisfying unless there's like a
Well,
lot
this-
of them.
All of these places are more or less like you order them individually, and they range from like $3.50 to $5. So like, it ends up being $12, but you get 3, and they're incredible, and that's kind of filling enough.
Yeah, that's a good interim meal.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
works. It like
Right.
it'll cover the bases, but
It'll
yeah, I'm
hold
meal
you
prepping.
over.
I've been trying the, and I regret this, but HelloFresh, or, you know, the meal preps in general, and it's convenient that the groceries are already purchased and pre-measured, but it still
Yeah.
takes an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, they're so optimistic with those cook times, too. Like, it'll be like, oh, this one only takes like 25 minutes, and there I am, like, ready to go to bed, and I'm still, like, fucking around with this meal prep.
I was cooking from like 10 p.m. till 11:40 on my first one. I was like, this is not what I wanted. It's a school night.
Yeah. I was doing that
Oh.
for a while, though, dude. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. It just eventually was like, all right, this is getting a little bit expensive. And especially as, like,
Yeah.
I worked from home less and less. Like, once I stopped being as remote, I just didn't have the same amount of time to, like, cook them all. Unfortunately, I had to try to get back into prepping.
That's the Instant Pot, my dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I still have 6 pounds of chicken, broccoli, and rice cooked in my fridge.
Just ready to go at a moment's notice.
Literally, I take 2 fat Tupperwares of that to school every day. I don't know
That's
how long
so
I'm going to end up
smart.
studying at the class building.
Yeah. Dude, yeah,
the
yesterday me and Hamza were meal prepping, and we just had 4 pounds of ground beef all in like a big ass cast iron skillet, just mixing that up for like until it was all brown, and then just throwing it in Tupperware. Easy money.
Bada bing,
Yeah.
bada boom.
Yeah.
You got to get the Instant Pot, even just for the rice, because rice takes whatever, like 40 minutes to cook.
Right.
I make 4 quarts of it in 6 minutes or something. Like,
That is
yeah.
instant as F, dude. That is a very instant pot, is what it sounds
All-
like.
All but instant, yeah. And speaking of pot, has every state in your corner of the country now legalized it? It feels like as
It's-
soon as I left, like Connecticut, Jersey, Rhode Island, New York, like it just ding, 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 ding.
All right, he's going quick. Legalize it. Yeah, I mean,
something like
Connecticut
that.
was legal July 1st.
Cheers.
I didn't know Rhode Island as well, but yeah, Massachusetts, Jersey, New York has
If
been. Yeah.
I think everything from like Jersey upwards. Vermont is, I think, also. Maine, I think, is where most of the weed is grown on the East Coast.
Dude,
I don't know what's up with New Hampshire, but they
the
probably
funniest
are.
thing, actually, so at work, Electric Boat sent out an email to all of its employees, like around the day that it was like actually recreationally legalized, and it was saying, just so you guys know, it's legal now. We oppose this legislation as it was trying to be passed, so we're not big fans. If you have any questions about like what you can do, please reach out to like HR or whatever. And no one's
That
gonna
sounds
do
like
that.
a trap.
Exactly, dude. It sounds like a trap until one of our like higher level engineers like immediately like, and he CCs a bunch of people on our team and emails the supervisor like, I would like clarification.
Wait, is
Such
this like a
dope dude.
55-year-old like legit professional person?
Yeah, he's a specialist. He's a dad. Like, yeah,
What
well
a
into his
hero.
career. But like,
CC'd
yeah,
everyone. What a hero.
Just like, I would like clarification, dude. Oh my god, what an absolute baller.
Did you guys get clarification?
I think he was then referred to HR, and I haven't heard more on the.
I haven't
tale
seen him
since.
around the. I haven't seen him around the office.
It's been real quiet ever since, but yeah,
That's pretty hysterical.
funny stuff. But it was so funny because they don't know what to kind of do about it. I remember in the email they sent, it was like, don't bring weed to the office, don't be high
Duh.
on work premises.
Duh.
If you're applying for a job, you can still like fail a drug test and not get it. And then there was like one other thing, and they sent like all these bullet points about it that none of them applied to people who already work there and aren't doing absolutely stupid shit like being high at work. And so it didn't answer anyone's questions about anything.
It still feels dangerous to talk about, but like you live in a legal state,
Yeah.
and I guess it's fine for me to question you and be like, haha, are you
Well, yeah,
doing
I
a
mean,
pot?
I'll talk about it being legal, but I mean also I think I actually read the bill, and like manufacturing jobs were exempt from not being able to fire their employees. I don't know. I think that Electric Boat is also just trying to catch up on exactly how it's going to react to this news. I don't think that they know yet either.
I guess for like secret clearance rated government construction contracts, it's a little bit of
Yeah.
a grayer area than I work at Pizza Hut and want to be baked.
Fuck you, yeah. I work at Pizza Hut and fuck you. But
I think that's
yeah,
the
I
new
think
marketing slogan. We're hiring.
have you ever wanted to tell someone to go fuck themselves? Try Pizza Hut.
I could eat some pizza tonight. Actually, I
Yeah.
am going to. So one of the courses that we have is Docs, Development of Clinical Skills. Cute little acronym as we become docs.
We like that.
And it's groups of 5 that we keep longitudinally for the full 4 years. So me and 4 other students and our mentor.
Damn.
And our mentor is an emergency doctor, like emergency room, ER, legit doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he invited us over to his home, where his wife and children live, for a meal tonight. Which is why I have to dip out after a shortened podcast. But
I see.
yeah, this is going to be a professional engagement, the likes of which I've not yet had to deal with in my doctor career.
Dude, well, if you want to have an addendum to this podcast, what you can do is just secretly record the whole dinner and say some fuck shit, and then have like just
I'm
post
coming
that
back
online.
to
It'll be very
Connecticut,
funny.
boys.
Yeah, just say some absolutely ridiculous shit, see how they respond, record it all, and throw it on the pod.
So, like, if someone comes in and their heart's not beating, do you electricity from the socket or from the pads? Have you ever tasted, like, when stuff gets on your hand?
I was gonna say dirtier things, but yeah, we'll keep it clean because who knows? These people might be listening. But yeah, it'll be and then at the end you can say it's just a prank, and then you're not legally liable for anything that happens.
It's parody. You can't get
Yeah,
into
it's
copyright
parody
law.
law. Because that's what they were gonna nail you on, was copyright. Oh my good
Ooh,
lord.
I sure hope none of the classmates I've told about this are listening. At least this will
Yeah,
be
they
up
might
after
sue.
the dinner.
Yeah, right. So this can't ruin the dinner.
But my chances at med school, I still kind of wonder about that. Like,
Hmm.
when are they going to realize they made a mistake sending me my my acceptance?
Right, yeah.
Is this real, or am
You
I
just gotta
going to
keep
get...
up the charade for 4 years,
Right.
dude. Then
Haha,
you're
the
donezo.
wool was over your eyes. Fucking idiot.
It was
You're
me,
out.
Zane.
I imagined one of the administrators reaching over my head and pulling the wool over from my eyes. Like, we
Yeah.
fooled you.
You're not a
Yeah.
real doctor.
And you're never gonna be. Oh.
No.
Homeopathic medicine, baby. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
a weed prescription doctor. They're real
Yeah.
doctors. Which is
Crystals
kind of
and-
wild. Because,
Hmm.
like, they go through more or less all the same training, and then their entire job is like, you got headaches and shit. All right.
Yeah, really.
Sounds like you need some bud.
Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty, I don't know. That's a choice that they make afterwards when they're trying to just kind of like tap it in towards the end of their career or something like.
I'm trying to fit what that path would be like over the curriculum and 4-year path set out for me. And I really can't imagine. Like, at some point, I guess they're just like, man, I'm fucking sick of cancer research.
Yeah, really. This is a real bummer.
Like, you know what sucks? Pediatrics.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into an 18-plus field.
Yeah. Or 21.
Is it 21
maybe?
plus?
I think it is.
Ooh.
Recreationally, it definitely is. I don't know about
Makes
medically.
sense.
Yeah.
You wonder how long states that don't have the legalization are going to hold out just by a factor of capitalism, greed, and the amount of tax dollars left on the table.
Right, yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I don't think Texas at large, especially with whoever the current fuckboy governor is a fan of marijuana at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of be stupid to leave like hundreds of millions of dollars on
Right.
the table.
Yeah, it's like not selling alcohol in your state. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, hopefully the rest of these states can like peer pressure these virgin ass states into like, I don't know, being cool and doing drugs.
I dare you.
Yeah,
Did you go through DARE? Did you have DARE at your school?
I had Dare. Yeah, I
We
had
did
Dare
not.
all the way through middle school. Actually, like from
Wait,
elementary
starting
through
when?
middle.
Like 8 years of it?
Kind of. So in middle school, it was like a one marking period thing. And then I know in 5th grade we had it a lot and kind of had it sporadically throughout. Like every once in a while the DARE officer would show up and like have like a little
Just-
like session. But like it's not like a class we went
Just
to.
a
Like, math or
reminder.
something.
Dope ain't dope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like telling us like horror stories about drugs and things. And how they're bad
Fair
for
enough.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a play actually in 5th grade. So in my elementary school, every year.
Did you play the heroin needle?
I played a bully. No, it was less about drugs. What even was that play about? At one point, it was about like peer pressure in general because we were in 5th grade. So it's not going to be super intense. But yeah,
We
at
had
one
those
point I played a
assemblies.
bully, and I had a black leather jacket, and
Like bullies
Yeah.
dress.
exactly, dude, exactly.
You want to know how you can tell a bully, kids?
Yeah.
Look at what he's wearing.
Yeah, they actually made me, an 11-year-old, smoke a cigarette on stage, but I believed in my craft, and I was a very method actor, so
Stephen
I
Day
bullied
Lewis
kids
over
outside.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
I bully kids in real life to get into the mood, the mentality
Yeah.
of a bully.
Precisely.
I had to study my role,
Yeah.
hone my craft.
Yeah, I had to psychologically terrorize children I once called my friends because I needed to give the performance of a lifetime.
And did you?
Oh, tears in the audience. But that's because they
I
could
can't
tell
believe
I was
that's my son. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, because I was terrorizing.
He's
people
hitting
in
my
song.
daughter.
But
Stop
yeah,
the
good
violence.
times.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, I graduated from the DARE program.
And it worked 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I'm a straight shooter, straight edge kind of guy.
Straight shooting along that straight edge.
Mm-hmm.
Skeet
Couldn't have
skeet,
said it better
motherfucker.
myself. Yeah. Quite
Man, there was
so.
a wild range of assemblies. Do you remember assemblies? Just like always assemblies. That just stopped in college, thankfully, on a school of
Yeah.
20,000. But assembly, you're like, well, this is gonna suck, but at least it's not geometry.
Yeah, that's true. There was always something a little bit exciting about it. I remember there was one that came to my school in elementary school, and I don't remember what the plot was at all, but it was like a full puppet show that was actually like super well done, and it wasn't on the stage. Instead, we had like all the kids in the school like in the gym around this like center box that had a puppet show going on inside of it. It was
Okay.
Oh man, I kind of want to do like a deep dive on the internet and see if I could like find this traveling puppet show
For
and
some
see if anything
reason,
comes
that
up.
it feels, and I might just be, straight up creating memories, but it feels like I might have had a similar thing too.
Oh
I'm gonna Google
man.
real quick.
Okay.
Puppet
While you do
show,
that,
middle school assembly. There must be
Yeah.
like a traveling troupe that does this, right?
exactly.
No, these are all like ideas for puppet show. Learning for justice. Is that it?
I don't know. I remember it feeling like mythological or something. Like it was some sort of like
Ooh.
fantasy.
That's
There
not
was
what
like
I
a f-
remember.
A one person who was like frozen. I don't, dude. It's like a fever dream in my head at this point. I don't quite remember. Maybe
It was
maybe
the Dare sample sessions the same morning of the
Yeah.
puppet show.
Yeah, they dosed every kid in the school unbeknownst to them, and their milk cartons handed out in the cafeteria.
Operation Middle School Climax.
Oh my god, yeah, they MK Ultra'd an entire school into like hallucinating a puppet show. Just they didn't get any findings out of it. They just wanted to
Did
see
you
if they
guys-
could pull it off.
Did you Did you guys like the puppets? Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. They were funny.
I still see them.
I
Yeah, we
still
had a
see them
bunch,
every
and there was
night.
also like, I remember in high school we had some that were like recurring ones. Like I remember a couple years in a row we had like the same whatever theater troupe of reformed something or like some type of weird Big Brother volunteer theater program where like
Yeah.
the same company would organize the same like anti-bullying assembly every year, and like you'd see the skits and you're like, I remember this.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if those helped. Because I wasn't a bad kid and I wasn't doing drugs and I wasn't a bully by any means. I wonder if any amount of that at all can be attributed to all of the assemblies to which I was subjected.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if a bully was ever like, I guess I'm kind of a fucking asshole and I should knock it off because of an assembly.
Right? Have those ever made a difference? Actually, some might have. We had two that I remember from my middle school in Virginia that were sick. One was called The Loud Poet, and he would come like every year, and I think a lot of what he did was like Shel Silverstein's poetry, which is good, but not his own for sure. But yeah, I don't know if this man had a hidden mic or just projected, but he was real loud and it was real entertaining, and like he could hold captive, the attention of 12-year-olds, whatever that's
Right.
worth.
Yeah.
And I remember the big highlight was he did this ludicrously long poem in like a single breath or like two breaths, and it was like a 3-minute poem, and he's like yelling it to the whole auditorium,
Right.
and we're like, ah,
Keep it going, baby.
he don't need oxygen. Yeah, that was a good one. I liked when The Loud Poet came. I got hyped about that.
Hell yeah.
And the other one, which is something on a very different note and something that I just recently was like kind of musing over, that this is an experience current middle/high schoolers will not get to have. We were kind of the last generation. We had a Holocaust survivor come and speak after all of the 8th grade class read Night by Elie Wiesel.
Oh, wow.
Like following that, we had a Holocaust survivor come and talk to us, and like even at whatever 13, I was like, oh, this is some real shit.
Yeah, this is heavy.
And I don't really think the remaining Holocaust survivors are in like travel to a middle school condition, really. Like if there are many at all left, it's few, and not to use a tasteless term in the sense, but that's a dying breed.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Never
Yeah.
forget.
There was definitely sad ones. Like I remember there was one where this father came in, or should I say ex-father, because his kid-
spoiler alert.
Yeah, because his kid took his own life, for lack of a better word, and it was
That
very
was several
sad.
words.
And I remember, true, and I remember like at the end, kids could like ask him questions, and one kid in the audience asked him, "Do you blame yourself?" Like, could you imagine asking this man like, "So, do you think it's your fault or what?" Like, and he's like,
Or
"Yeah,
what?
in a way I do." Like, oh my god, I was like, the nerve of this child.
That kid must have
ask
skipped
this
the
man.
anti-bullying assembly. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a genuinely interesting question to ask someone like that, but like, I just wouldn't have the balls to ever do it.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Psychopath.
But then there were other
Wow.
people. I don't know. There was this one guy who was like in a wheelchair, and he would do like wheelies in it, and he like climbed a mountain with his wife or something, and he's like, even people in wheelchairs can do anything. And it's like, oh, that's a good message.
I want to be in a wheelchair when I grow up.
Yeah.
Is
I
climbing
wanna be
still the
just
right
like him.
verb?
I think so. yeah.
Ascended. I don't know. I feel like
Levitated
there's
up a mountain.
I don't know. I just feel like climbing implies. It
Legs.
sounds like it should imply legs.
Climbing.
Yes,
implies
that's what I was
legs.
thinking. Like you
What
can
about
climb
like
with
when you
your
climb
arms.
a rope without legs? Yeah.
Rope climbs, yeah. There it is. The fault in my theory. You're right.
Exactly.
That dude didn't roll at all. He climbed.
I don't know if he went up with the chair or if he was just on his.
Just like dragging himself up
Oh wait, yeah, no, he still had
with his legs behind him. Like,
Yeah, no.
what,
You know
what
what,
is
I'm
your
gonna scrap
alternative
this
theory?
idea. Definitely had the chair. I'm gonna scrap that. We can redact that from the record. Strike it. Definitely had the chair. Now that I think about it.
That's not a great image. He might have had one of those, like, not the round ones, but like one of the long winter sledding plastic
yeah.
sleds.
Mm,
And like you lay down on that, strap it, and then
possible. Possible.
and then climb with your arms like a rope,
yeah.
like a really rocky, tall rope.
Mm.
That's one of the downsides of Texas. I miss mountains, man.
Oh yeah, lots of big flat, huh?
Big flat.
Yeah.
They're like,
big flat
actually,
all
this is
over.
the hill country. Oh, is it?
Oh really?
You
You wouldn't know of a hill if it slapped you upside the head. Texas.
Perfectly worded.
Yeah, I know. I'm a poet
Flawless.
like that. I'm a loud
But also-
poet.
This shit, I'm at least loud.
Mm.
So says my extroversion rating. And yeah, this shit is big. I don't know if you've heard, but
I've heard rumblings of the bigness.
it's big.
Yeah.
And yeah, seriously though, like whatever, all of my class have either lived in Texas for the last 5+ years or all of their life until the last like year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all really Texans. I'm kind of the one out of stater for real.
Right.
Excuse me. And still, as I compare the geography of where they live in relation to each other versus like you to me, 2 states apart when we were an hour and 15-minute drive, like
Yeah.
it's nuts. These people are farther away than like you to Virginia, and it's still all in Texas.
Yeah, that is crazy, man.
Like the accents and the food wars and the cultural differences and their inside jokes and stuff don't translate, but it's all one state. I don't get it. It's so weird coming from the New England clusterfuck of everyone up each other's ass to
Yeah.
the practically fucking boundless state that is Texas.
Yeah.
These people are like, yeah, I would never have classmate A and classmate B, like I would never have run into you in any sense were it not for this school. And they live like 4 towns apart, but it's like hours away.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Because you think about
it's
like all
actually
the
weird.
you think about all the cities in Texas, and it's like Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and none of them are anywhere near each other. I don't think.
Galveston.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is like 3 hours away. 3 hours away. Another 3
Right.
hours away. Like far.
Where's the Alamo? Where's that old boy at?
I think it's only like an hour and a half from Austin.
Right.
Dude, When Hamza was here
I
with
seem
me,
to
we
have
were
forgotten the Alamo, actually.
You can't forget the Alamo.
I know,
That was the
one
first thing they
you
told
can't
me.
do with the Alamo is forget it, and I've forgotten it.
Fuck, man. They're going to take my citizenship away just for being associated with you for forgetting the Alamo.
That's it. This episode will only be up 24 hours. Exclusive.
Right? Getting taken down faster than Alex Jones on Flagrant 2. But, yeah, when Hamza and I were wandering around in the capital, Austin, for the uninitiated, for like an hour and a half, one of the days that he was here, I found out some fun things. First, the Texas State Capitol, we walked up and past it, and it's like a fuck you scale building. Like, I see it, and I'm like, damn. And we keep walking for 5 minutes, and I'm like, half damn.
Yeah.
It's still a while away. We get there, and the fucking windows on the ground floor are like 14 feet tall. And I'm like, this is just built as a middle finger.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have since learned that it is built as, looked similar, but effectively a replica of the U.S. Capitol building in terms of like the layout and structure, but it's 6 feet taller because fuck you, we're Texas.
That's fantastic. Hey, if they ever do successfully secede, at least they'll have a sick Capitol building.
True. And I found out also that like the statue on top of every other state's Capitol building faces towards D.C. and Austin's face is like south.
They just really like Mexico.
Yeah, that's exactly what the political pundits have told me. And then, what on top of that? I also found out that in an area, I don't know the area, but like a big-ass star shape, if you looked at it on Google Maps, around the state capitol, no buildings can be taller than the Capitol, so that from like all 5 points of the star, you have a view of the Capitol, but it's like this massive star overlaying the city.
Yeah.
And because of that, there are some high-rises that are like a high-rise with a flat low part where it falls inside the star. Which is such a Texas way to respond to a Texas ordinance like that.
Yeah, really.
Well, I'm still going to build it just a foot outside.
Yeah, as close as I can.
And what else? They, in front of the state building is a big-ass, again, Texas monument, literally to the Alamo. And you know what I had? Almost brought me to my knees laughing, but I didn't want to get beat up by local Texans. What is inscribed on at least one side of this monument is that Thermopylae, which is the battle of the 300 Spartans versus a million Persians, so to speak. Thermopylae had a messenger survive. The Alamo had none. Like, insinuating that the Greeks were pussies because one of the 300 ran back with the message, and they all got obliterated at the Alamo.
Yeah, that's quite a weird brag.
Right? They care about the Alamo. I saw that monument. It was like, whatever, day 2, 3 that I was here, and I was like, all those cartoons making fun of this as a kid were spot on.
One thing when I do visit that I want to see is the Alamo Draft House. I've heard so much about it.
There is one of those a quarter of a mile from my apartment.
That's sick. All right. Bet we're visiting that when I come through.
Absolutely. Add it to the list.
Cool.
Also taco places.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be your tour guide and you can treat me because you have a job.
True that.
I offer you this deal.
You get a tour of Austin. I get whatever the fuck I want. How about that?
Access to daddy's wallet.
Yeah, and a place to stay, man. I can't pass that up as well.
I will offer that.
That might be worth all the food, honestly.
It's gonna be a couch, but still.
Hey, good enough, man.
Yeah, we are coming up on probably the time I gotta tap out. I'm trying to crack the 40 minutes so that you only have to kill 20 speaking into the mic by yourself. But any final thoughts? Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna fill it. It might just be a mini one. That's kind of up to you.
I'm thinking this is just gonna be a mini one. I'm good at bouncing off of you, but I'm not quite as good at bouncing off myself, especially if I don't got nothing going on the screen.
You could watch a YouTube video, screen share, and react to it the whole time. You should pick a reaction video and react to the reaction.
React to a reaction like Bo Burnham.
Yes, exactly what I was thinking. That man's a genius.
Dude, that special really spoke to me. Like I've
Sacco
watched
in
it 3 times
particular.
now.
Wow.
I watched it
wish I
twice.
had that.
Well, once by myself, once with my parents, and once with friends.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Not totally repeat. Here's
Yeah,
Freya
exactly.
saying hello.
Hey, baby.
She can't hear you. I'm wearing headphones.
Oh, true. Speaking of talking to animals, dude, I watched a whole video today about, Coco the gorilla?
Yes.
Total bullshit.
What?
Total and utter bullshit, dude. She, upon closer examination, dude, she, knew some signs and stuff, but it was very clear upon closer examination that she was just, brute forcing the signs for, food and stuff. And she wasn't, and they were just, the lady and whoever was in charge of, this research was clearly just completely overanalyzing every single sign that she made.
Food.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah, it was me food, give food,
Kill
me,
you.
give.
Food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it, that sucks.
I know. And she was friends with Robin Williams and apparently mourned his death. It's apparently this gorilla was told through language the concept of death and this person that she met one time and was able to comprehend the finality of life. I don't think so.
I don't think there's any better way to contemplate the finality of this episode than that. Holy shit. Eloquently
Cheers.
stated. Way to shatter dreams that I've been holding
sorry
on
all
to
the
for
Coco
years.
stands out there.
I no longer stand a Coco. But anyway, this has been
A couple of fellas.